dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, storms on New Year's Day caused flooding in Breathitt County, which was also hit hard with historic flooding last March. WYMT's Dakota Makers talked with the judge executive about the cleanup efforts.
Breathitt County was met with flooding on Saturday.
People started just texting me pictures and pictures and pictures, and then, you know, when you start seeing concrete bridges that are collapsed and roads are completely washed out.
County officials declaring a state of emergency shortly after, making it final with the judge executive signing off on Monday.
Top of the list of being a priority when the governor does rule it an emergency. Saying
the county is having a hard time finding replacements for pipes that washed away.
I'm needing like 6-foot pipes right now just to get people in and out of the holler.
Working to repair what was damaged in Breathitt County. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
The judge executive says people in neighboring counties like Lee and Perry have reached out to help. Kentucky 321 in Prestonsburg is closed to traffic after a rock slide covered both lanes last night. Crews are now working to break up what locals say is the largest rock cluster they've seen in the Prestonsburg area, blocking the road between Prestonsburg and Highlands ARH. Officials say it will likely take weeks to clear up, and drivers should be careful in the area as the winter weather continues.
On this area especially, people know they need to use caution, travel during daylight hours if possible, that way they can see stuff ahead or stuff like that. And just be careful, give us time to get it cleaned up.
Officials say there's no reason to believe anyone was injured during the rock fall, and no homes or businesses are cut off by the slide. They say drivers should use alternative routes for the coming weeks and give themselves more time to get to where they need to be.
Thankfully, conditions, at least for the next 24 to 48 hours, look to be on the quieter side. However, we do have some changes on the way as we head towards the latter half of the week. I-64 camera at Moorhead, plenty of sunshine, blue skies out there. It's actually a pretty nice looking day. Doesn't feel too bad outside either. US 119 at Pine Mountain, they still have some of that snow on the ground from yesterday. We actually just got a delayed report to the Weather Service that they actually got about 4 inches of snow out there on the summit of Pine Mountain out there. Temperatures this afternoon, it's a little bit cooler at that elevation, but a lot of us are getting into the middle and upper 40s this afternoon. So right around or just above where we should be for this time of year. So not too bad in my book. Satellite and radar, we're watching clear skies continuing, but high pressure shifting off to the east. As it does, we'll see more clouds start to build in as we head later on into tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So keep that WYMT weather app handy. You might not need it the next couple of days, but you'll definitely need it as we head into Thursday, because that's when some big changes are on the way. For tonight, you see those clouds building in as those temperatures get down into the 30s. I'll have the latest on when some more wintry shenanigans could be possible coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. The state's lawmakers are back in Frankfort with another 60-day session to consider legislation. 97 House members were in attendance, along with the majority of the state Senate. This session kicks off with COVID cases surging, and some concerned lawmakers worry their peers are not doing enough to protect themselves and others, saying more precautions such as mask wearing need to be taken by everybody in these meetings.
We are at the peak of our infections, and yet here there seems to be no compliance for other people's safety.
While that debate continues in the Capitol, decisions will be made on a host of bills, starting with a vote on one dealing with redistricting. That vote will take place during a meeting of the Elections Committee at noon tomorrow. The CDC estimates the Omicron variant is now 95% of circulating COVID cases. Health officials reported more than 1 million new cases yesterday. 1 million. While that number likely includes totals from the weekend, the 7-day average is now close to 500,000 cases per day. As health officials figure out how to stop this rapid spread, there is debate over which type of testing is best for the current circumstances. Some say using the more accurate PCR test is the way to go, while others emphasize the role of rapid antigen tests.
the appropriate tool in this pandemic to answer the question, do I need to isolate? Am I infectious and a risk to my neighbors? Is using a rapid antigen test, because it only stays positive as long as you are infectious.
In addition to expanded testing options, vaccination guidelines are changing again as the CDC gives the green light to Pfizer booster shots 5 months after the second dose instead of 6. The move comes a day after the FDA authorized that change. The Great Resignation continues. A record number of people are leaving their jobs as companies struggle to hire workers. CBS's Michael George reports.
I quit my job in February of 2021.
Last year, Gabby Iannello decided a corporate job in real estate wasn't for her, and she wanted to try something new.
You know, with the world changing, it put a lot of perspective of like, life is short, so I might as well try now while I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage.
The experience of resigning led to her own company called Corporate Quitter, where she offers podcasts and consulting, and more people are joining her. The Labor Department says 4.5 million Americans quit their jobs in November, a new record. Many of those resignations are coming in the restaurant industry, trucking, and healthcare.
People don't want to always settle for the same thing that they might have settled for in employment in the past. Now we know that many jobs can be done remotely. Now we know that there can be a higher degree of flexibility.
Bankrate economist Mark Hamrick says people are quitting in the middle of a worker shortage. There are 10.6 million job openings in the U.S., according to the Labor Department.
The challenge for 2022 is going to be matching the supply and demand for workers.
Any advice for people who are really close to doing what you did? They're thinking about it.
Experiment before you actually take the leap. You're never going to know what you like or if you're even cut out for it until you actually try.
Iannello says her leap is leading to success in business and in life. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Well, someone still has the chance to become the first Powerball jackpot winner of 2022. The lottery's jackpot has now jumped to $610 million after no one won last night's drawing. The next drawing is Wednesday night. If someone wins, they will be able to choose between a lump sum cash out of $434 million or choose to receive the entire $610 million in 30 payments made in 29 years. No one has won the jackpot now in almost 3 months. Powerball does admit the overall odds of winning the top prize are about 1 in 292 million. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Tuesday. The Dow closes up today more than 214 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Straight ahead here on First at 4, one climate protest is generating quite a buzz, literally.
And we're quiet for the first half of the work week, but things continue to look interesting later this week. I'll have the very latest on the way.